morning. They'll snatch your phone, they'll steal your phone. I got to school, so I was already terrified. And then I said, like, sometimes take a deep breath. Why are you always angry?
Yeah, winging it. We just winging it.
Hello, chicken wings. Welcome to today's episode of Winging It. Today I have a special guest in my midst. Introduce yourself to the chicken wings.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lois. Lois is Yoma. That's my name.
Yes, and Lois also has a podcast. She's the owner of the By Faith podcast, a Christian podcast. So if you're looking for faith-based podcast, you found the right podcast. So today, Lois, we are going to go into the whole Nigerian university experience. But first, let's start with the whole genesis, the beginning. You attend Unilag, you're Unilag student.
Yes.
So, why Unilag? How did you go from Port Harcourt to Unilag? Like, you didn't even say, okay, Uniport or UST or Ignatius. No, not Ignatius.
Okay, that's a very interesting question. So I've always wanted Unilag since my, I think, SS2. For some reason, I always wanted to go away because I grew up in Port Harcourt. I was born here. All my secondary school, I've lived here all my life. And so there's that ambitious spirit in me that always wants more. So I just thought about it. I was like, oh, University of Lagos. And then everybody was like, oh, I don't think you can get the admission. You're not Yoruba. You're not this. You're not that.
I've heard that countless times. I wanted to run away too. But Unilag was nowhere I wanted to run to. I wanted to run to, what's that university at Ocean State? Bowen.
Okay.
Bowen. That's where I wanted to run to. But Unilag, I always heard that, they won't admit you because of this. And then there's this misconception I had before going to Unilag, to even bring us to our next question. How in Unilag, if you go to Unilag, what you just see are girls that are waiting for musicians to pick them up. So if you go there, you'll be corrupt and you'll be spoiled and you're not going to read your book. I was like, so that's now bringing me to the next question. When you got to Unilag, what's the thing that you heard? Something that you always heard about Unilag that wasn't true?
Okay, I think everybody always says that, in Unilag is spoiled. You'd see a lot of people dressed half naked. There's opportunity if you want to misbehave there. Okay, yeah, I heard that there were lots of parties that, they party till dawn. There's always parties. There really wasn't any party. There really wasn't. The parties, Unilag parties start at 4 and end at 8 p.m.
Seriously?
Yes.
That's not what I hear. I hear it's always overnight.
Makes sure it ends at 8 p.m. If you're still on, there was this time we attended an event during convocation period and the party was still on. And it was 8 p.m. Security came, they took down the lights, took down the stage. Celebrity was still singing on the stage. Everybody go home. File out. So yeah, they don't party to dawn. I think that was what I heard a lot, and it wasn't actually true.
That's because the way everybody was going, don't go to Unilag. If you go there, you not read a book. Even my school, I went to Uniport. So in my school, my dad at first he was like, I don't know, back in I think 90s or so, he said he used to live around there. So he used to see people come to the hostel I actually stayed at, Delta Hostel. They'll come with a big bus to pack people. So the first day he heard I was moving to that hostel, he was like, any day you go to that hostel, if you see...
Okay, that was actually true. They used to come and pack people in my school. They actually do. During, maybe on Friday nights, you'd see cars. I think one man approached me one time and he's like, let's go and party. He was an old man. This man was an old man. He was an old man. Could be my uncle, could be my dad. And he's like, he wanted to take me out, this, that. I said, I think you see my dressing. Me that want to buy spaghetti and go home. Go back and sleep. And then he's like, he has this for me. I was like, nah, I'm not interested. He's like, hey, are you a Christian? I said, yes. He said, what church you attend? I said, CCI. He said, I know your pastor now. Is it not Emmanuel Iren? That was my secondary school classmate. I said, okay, I'm in secondary university. Something like that. I was like, okay. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for having
Invite
me.
him to church. Come to church next Sunday.
Another culture shock was that Unilag is actually relatively safe. So if you come from River State and you hear all the things about university, how, there are cultists, there are these, they'll snatch your phone, they'll steal your phone. I got to school, so I was already terrified. And then I saw people in the evening using Wi-Fi at the parks, just relaxing. People are still strolling by 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 a.m. Cars are still moving in school. I'm like, so this place is
not
safe like
true.
this. It's very, very actually relatively safe. They are doing such a great job on that one.
So now, what's the widest like school experience? Like, what's the craziest thing that when it happened to you, you're like, I can't believe this happened to you, or like it happened around you, like you couldn't believe what was happening in front of you.
Okay, maybe the one that happened to me. So funny enough, okay, since I grew up in like a strict Christian family, my first and second year in Unilag, I had that iota of curiosity, and I really wanted to know what like stuff was about. So there was this time, so I had finished 100 level and we were about to enter 200, and I was like, oh, let's just celebrate. I told my roommates, and then, oh, let's get drinks, and we got vodka. It was around like 40%. Every other person was drinking small, but me, I was curious. So the red cup that they usually use in parties, I poured like enough. I was like,
Curiosity killed
in my
the
mind, I
cat
was
that
like,
day.
those men that fall into the gutter, I want to know, how do they used to feel when they are drunk? So I drank, and then I was seeing everything was spinning. I felt like I was gonna die. Like, defecated on myself and I vomited on myself. And I was lucky I was inside the hostel. Like, I caused the whole scene. I was screaming. It was so crazy. Every time I think about it, I'm like,
You cringe.
because people knew. So people who were coming to my room to come and see me with vomit on my body. And like, look at it. Hey, in the next morning, everybody was like,
Did anybody record you? Did any
no,
of your
thankfully,
friends
no, it was middle of the night. Everybody was too scared because I passed out. So they were like, what if she does not wake
wake
up?
up?
So everybody was sober. By the time I woke up, I was like, my daddy was not here.
It just reminded me of one incident where she was drinking till she passed out. So because out of fear in my school, her friends had to rush her to the school clinic, and everybody was just panicking.
There are a couple of wild experiences, Sha. The ones where there are rumors where, oh, this person is a mermaid or this person is a snake, the person turned to a snake. And
In Unilag.
yeah, school hostel, everybody's like, oh, she wanted to initiate her friends. There's always something. Or there was this rumor that there was this celebrity and a student in my school, and then everybody, I think he came around to see her. Everyone's like, oh my god, look at this person. And interesting things always happens in my school. Valentine's Day period. A lot.
Crazy.
You can't have peace.
Crazy.
There's always someone playing saxophone.
Food
all of
tray after food tray. And everybody shouting.
Hello, if your name is Mela, come downstairs. You have a visitor. Hello, there's a cake for you outside. Hello. As someone who never got anything, first of all, I don't used to care. I just spend my days criticizing everybody's like, look at the cake.
It's even plastic.
Exactly. But yes, I think that's pretty much like the wildest
And
experience.
funny things, when that happens, that Valentine's Day stuff happens, everybody in my hostel usually run out. They'll be like, God, when they now go
Please.
back in the hostel, we'll be like, oh, the cake is very small. Oh,
God went for the person that the boy would still come to my same hostel and still look for another person in that same hostel. Like, I saw you upstairs, uncle. You are still downstairs
cut
again.
it, okay.
I beg. I don't used to really care about like all those things. I actually don't really used to care.
Okay, but like if you had the opportunity to like go back to start school over again or go back to when you started school, would you choose federal university or private university?
Most likely it will be private university. I say this because like federal university, as much as I love my school, right? I love how like the law department, I'm a law student, the law department is amazing.
The law.
I know that my lecturers put in a lot of effort. Like we have very good people teachers. Deep down, I would have preferred a private university, probably like Covenant Uni if they were offering law. Because like there's just that speed that comes with being in a private school, and then you know that okay, if I'm getting in by this time, I'm leaving at this time. But in federal schools, they're a lot more relaxed. And then even like there's a lot of things like infrastructure and things that you know that, okay, I'm getting my money's worth. If I paid for this in a private school, I'm getting my money's worth. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's always like I feel like not everybody, but like that whole getting my money's worth, like the whole practical aspects, access to equipment, especially for most departments like computer science
Exactly.
and medicine students in federal universities. I think they need to do better in that
It's a
aspect.
ghetto.
But like if you had, let's say, you had the opportunity to become the VC of your school for a day, what's something you would change?
Hostels, please. My school hostels are trash. Is suffering, and I honestly, I'm so glad that my that got provided for my dad like throughout my 5 years, and I was like, oh, privileged to stay in a private hostel. When I go to visit my friends and I see their living conditions, I'm just like, how do I like this one is not even Nigerian. You people cannot use the toilet in your hostel, like. So I would just say, come. In fact, pack everybody out of that hostel, renovate every
Renovate
single
everything.
hostel. Like that's the only thing on my mind. At least better living conditions for like students at most. That's pretty much it.
It's not even only New Lag. I think Newport still has good hostels though, but like some of their hostels need renovation. There's one hostel, NDDC. Did you guys have NDDC?
Oh no, we don't. Our
NDDC.
hotels are named after like Madame Tinubu, all those Amina, yeah, Kofo, women like that.
NDDC in Newport needs to be renovated. I stayed there in year one, and when that was the admission. I got admission. When I said my hostel is, and everybody will be like, move out. Sell it. Move out. Buyer, I did not see. So I had to go there like that because time was running and I could not keep going from my house to school. So I had to move. When I stayed there, one day my friend came, she was like, you stay here? I said, yes, I stay here. So I don't know how I survived throughout my 200 level. I survived because I entered from direct entry. So I started from the 200 level. So after then, I moved out. I went to another hostel. So like finally, they gave me that hostel again. So I was like, maybe I've stayed here before. Let me see. I went there after 1 week. After 1 week, I ran away. But like apart from this whole hostel stuff, was something like moving from Port Harcourt to Lagos was like a culture shock or culture shock you experienced?
Okay, it's the fact that everybody typically called me Omo Igbo my first week there. Like, I'm not even Igbo, and it's not even like any issue. But once they notice that, because first of all, everybody's speaking Yoruba to you, I don't understand what you are saying. Like, at least now I can comprehend some things. But that my first year, my second year, I wasn't getting anything anybody was saying, and everybody's. So I'm like, I don't understand Yoruba. Okay, Omo Igbo. I just like at some point I was like, yeah, I'm Igbo. I stopped correcting
telling them
people.
no.
I stopped saying no, I'm not Igbo.
But like,
That was like a huge culture because I'm in Rivers and nobody cares about where you're from. Nobody asks you. Everybody's just regular and then they move on. But like going to a place where everybody just thinks, oh, because you can't speak Yoruba, you are Igbo. And so it was really like a cultural shock. And I think another thing is down to outfit. So people are actually fine being completely naked on the road and like nobody's going to gawk at you. I know like here in River State, if there's just I've not just seen very wild outfits. I said maybe it's a party or a club or something. But like walking on the road, you can't really see like wild outfits. But you will see in Lagos and everybody minds their business. Like everybody's just on the move.
there's this saying
On
that
the
somebody
move.
said on Twitter that in Lagos, if you step out, there's always somebody more naked than you are.
Oh yes. There actually is. And sometimes I'm like, you are comfortable with this. And they're fine. They're actually fine. And another thing is, oh yes, I remember the buses don't wait for you. So in River State here, there are parks. So you get to the park, you just sit down, wait for the cab to be full, and then you go. So okay, I don't really know a lot of parks in Lagos. So I'm like, okay, if I stand by the junction, I can get a bus. I'm stopping bus. Like people are running to the bus, and I'm like, I can't run. Why are you people running? And people are running to the bus. I'm like, God, either that or that the drivers are always angry. Don't bring out your money fast. They will insult your life. I'm like, why are you angry? It's too early in the morning for you to be angry.
And the insults will hit more when it's in Yoruba.
Oh God!
In Port Harcourt, somebody insulted me. I was just walking, human traffic. So I accidentally stepped on his slippers. This man turned. I was like, sorry, sir. He said, Oludafo. Oludafo. There's something else he called me, but that night I almost cried. I was like, what did I do?
Yeah, they're actually always angry. And I don't know why. Like, sometimes take a deep breath. Why are you always angry? They're always very, very upset. And yeah, the bosses do. Many times buses have left me because I'm like, I just cannot run. I will find the park and I will go and wait. Even if it takes me 2, 3, 4 hours, I'll actually wait there. It's just terrible. And not a lot of places have
the
good
traffic
food.
too, was it a culture shock? or because you've already heard about the traffic?
Was the traffic a culture shock? I think I no. Okay, so I make sure I limit my activities to my school area, Yaba, Surulere, Ikeja at most. If I go to the island, I'm preparing for it. So I've barely been in like I'm always like on the opposite side of traffic. I've barely been in traffic for like too long, and I will sleep there till the next day. No, 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 no. I've never been in those situations. I hear people talk about it, but I'm like, that's not me. I'm not going to where does not concern me. They sent me to school, and it's school that I'm going to. So I barely like noticed the traffic, and I think that things are quite cheaper, like clothes, maybe shoes, and maybe even wig. I was shocked.
In Lagos, things are cheaper.
Oh yes, wigs are cheaper in Lagos. Wigs are cheaper in Lagos.
Next time you're coming back, you buy for me.
Oh my goodness! Like at least you will shall find the one your budget can buy. If your budget is 50K, you find 30K. You will find 15K. You will find.
An
promise you.
original one.
I used to wear. There's this particular Afro wig I used to wear. I think I got
know
it
that
15K.
one. It's like brown or
yes,
something.
I got it 15K. I got a bob wig from someone in Lagos too. 15K. At least which day yesterday I went to the market and I was like, okay, this coily wig, I don't think it will be that expensive. I was like, at most 50K. And I got it and they're like, oh, sister, auntie, asking price 200, last price 180.
But that was here.
2 shops, oh, in the market, oh, not that I ordered it online, oh. I said, sorry. I'm not a big girl. When it's not that I have gone in my bag. So I just left, like, things are actually cheaper. Even with clothes, things are actually like cheaper with clothes, with shoes. I can get a good price. But like, I'm actually shocked. Like, mommy, you see, is Port Harcourt not supposed to be cheaper? Maybe because it's Lagos, maybe it's easier. It's closer to the port when they like import the stuff, and then before they bring it down to Port Harcourt.
I think so.
Probably.
The transport. Then now that fuel has increased.
Oh, another culture shock is house. Okay, so houses are more expensive than Port Harcourt. My dad has like houses, so at most 2-bedroom 400K. You cannot if you find 2-bedroom 400K in Lagos, it's inside Ikorodu. It's inside Ikorodu. Even inside Ikorodu, if they're hide on the tier, you cannot find it. Yaba, you are paying my own hostel. I'm in an 8-man room. I share a room with 8 people. I pay 470K.
470
Per person,
but
per human being. As in 470,
that's
470,
470
470.
here. In some places here.
Ha. That's just the best space, oh, just the best space. Like houses are really. I used to tell my daddy, increase this money. People will pay it.
But even if you increase the money, this is not Lagos.
Small. If you see the sizes of the houses, the houses are like this.
I heard the houses are really small.
I'm like, so somebody that is plus size cannot live in this house because they're like, she said, don't worry. If you just move like this, you can pass. Or some houses are sinking. Because I think I did house hunting with someone and I looked at the next compound. First of all, we entered into this compound and the window was close to the ground. So I was asking the agent that, oh God, that's how they built this house. Why this window they reach ground? He says, I leave and that's how the design there. I looked inside the parlor, they were filling this parlor. I said, this house. So I looked at the next compound. That house had gone almost half into the ground. I was like,
is that not very risky? Because what if one day just...
it did happen now. It did happen.
I think, is there no agency in charge of this whole building stuff in this country?
Ask anybody that lives in Lagos. They say that Lagos agents will never make heaven. And I think I believe them. It's terrible. It's very, very bad. But yeah.
All right. To wrap this whole episode up, what's something you miss the most about Unilag when you eventually leave?
Let me think. Okay. I think I'll miss the serenity of Unilag when I leave. So when I'm in my school, like there are trees, it's not busy. You can walk, take evening walks, take morning walks. It's quiet. There's not a lot of noise. It's cool because the trees are there, so it's cool. My school is surrounded by water, so it's usually cool, like in the morning or in the afternoon. But like if I have to go outside, and then I realize that the outside world is actually more busy than my school. So I think even when I'm at home, I miss having to take walks in my school because like you just walk around the school. You meet up with your steps. But before I think of walking here, before I walk from Studio Road to Garrison, how many people like hit on the road or cars will say, come over there.
Just you.
So I worry about that. But like that serenity with my school, that's one thing I'll miss. And another thing is like, just like you said, like it's very easy to see celebrities. Like it's very easy. I think there was one day everybody was like, I think on our group, like, oh my God, Copy is just walking on the road.
Who's that?
Copy.
Oh.
And like she was just walking, like she was going to send a video or something, and she was just passing. And I was like, So I think that's one thing because you can always like see them, and they know you're in a school environment. Those people, they are not very guarded up in school environment.
They feel
so
it's safe.
they are students. So if any students see them, yes, I want to take picture with them. So is that's kind of like access is what I like really really miss about my school.
All right. Thank you for coming on to this episode. And it was really nice having you here.
Oh,
And
thank you.
so, guys, don't forget to subscribe and also check out her podcast. If you listen to a faith-based, if you need a faith-based podcast where you can get inspired and all that, check out By Faith Podcast on Spotify, right? Is there any other
Yeah,
platform?
Spotify and Apple Music and YouTube.
All right. And don't forget to subscribe to Ringing It and keep ringing it until next time. Bye.
Bye.
Winging it, winging it,